Hey folks, welcome back to Horsemanship 101 again today. Another little tack tip. Something that not too many people talk about is your latigo and how to tie it up, and a little trick. Something I see a lot of people do is they'll actually take this thing, which as you can see is pretty darn long. Okay, and when they go to take the saddle off, they want to put it away, they'll stick it through here, and they'll go around and around and around and around. And it takes a long time to actually get it coiled up enough to get rid of all this length, and then of course when you go to use it, you have to undo it all again. Here's a real simple little way, makes life a lot simpler. You just take it, you go down a, part way, you'll figure it out. I'm just going to show you how it's done. Okay, I'll do it with the other hand. Take it about part way up, just shove it up through from the back, from underneath, put it through, pull it down, make both ends about the same length. Now, I got a little bit more there than I wanted to, but now you still, the way I like to do is, you still got a little tail left. I just take it, wrap it around through the back like that once, just that. It's not much of a knot, but it just keeps everything tidy, and when you're carrying the saddle around, nothing's going to flap around, nothing's going to fall loose, nothing's going to end up in the ground. Now, it's not only very easy to put it on that way, but when you want to actually use it, all you got to do, take this loose end, pull it down a little bit, reach under, grab your cinch, stick it through, and then you pull on it, and watch, I'll do it slowly so you see it. See how that just comes up? Now, the latigo never hits the ground, never gets wet, doesn't get muddy, never gets dirty. Okay. Simple. Again, when you're done, just bring it up. Don't let it hit the ground if you don't want it getting muddy. Just tuck it up through from behind. Bring it through. You got, make your ends about even, and whatever you got left over there, just go around once with it. Give her a tug. There you go. Done deal. It's out of the way. Quick, easy. I didn't learn that one right off the bat myself either, but I'll tell you, sure saves a lot of time. Surely makes things a lot easier. Your latigo never hits the ground, gets dirty or wet or muddy. Another little thing that I want to address, when it comes to cinches, as we'll talk about them too, this is my preferred style. Mohair. They're actually, oddly enough, as crude as they look, are one of the more expensive ones. You can get all kinds of neoprene and fancy foams and everything else, but the problem with them is none of them breathe. They'll all make the horse sweat like crazy. This is generally a fairly natural fabric of some kind, depending on they come in varying prices depending on the hardware, the D-rings and stuff. Some of them actually have rollers on them, some of them just better quality. You can get roping style, which are a little wider. That's actually my preference. Displaces the weight as much as possible, but the horse can breathe. It won't get near as hot and sweaty underneath the cinch. They're relatively comfortable. They conform nicely to the horse, and so your horse is comfortable, sweat-free, or reduced amounts anyhow, and they're a good unit. They work well. One of the little tricks I have is, and I'll actually go back to the other side again, and we'll actually cinch her back up, so I can just, I like using a really long cinch because I figure they come in all different sizes, but I use a 36 inch, which is most common. You can get some a little longer for draft horses now, but the most common ones your tack shop's going to stock is the 36 inch, is about the biggest you're going to get. They come in all sizes from 28 up. Now, because I use a long cinch, and now the reason behind that is I figure the longer it is, the more it's going to displace pressure on the horse, and the more comfortable it's going to be for the horse. So, and I've never had a problem with length. As you can see on this side, I still got a fair bit of length on that side. And if we look at the off side here, we still got lots of length here. We haven't even got her tightened up all the way. We still got another bit there. So, it's never too long. I haven't had a problem with that. And I just figure it's more comfortable for the horse. Now, because I use such a long cinch, usually by the time I get this thing tightened up, I go around twice. I've seen some people go around 3 times. I think that's overkill. It starts bunching up, and you also have a chance that you might actually over-tighten and make it really uncomfortable for the horse. But anyhow, going around twice, because I'm using a 36-inch cinch, the holes are already way past. So that's pretty much useless. So, and some people will use that, but I just tie mine, always have. Very easy. Okay, I'll do it back up here. Okay, I've gone around twice. Take this, go back up underneath. It's a little sticky today. There we go. Get a little loop here. Just pull the end down, snugs up, and that is never going anywhere, no matter what anybody says to you. Some people say you got to use the little, pin on the D-ring, otherwise it might not stay tight. Some people also say things about the nylon latigos that they don't stay tight. I've never had one come loose. In fact, I've had more problem with leather ones, but hey, that's another subject. Some people like to use leather, some people like to use nylon. I find the nylon is much more flexible, slides through easier to tighten, easier to tie, doesn't stretch. The leather, it's got pros and cons to it. I find the nylon has more pros, but the leather is a little more elastic and actually a bit more comfortable for the horse, maybe, as it's not quite as rigid. It's a little more giving. The only downside of the leather ones is that as you've had them on the horse for a while and you've been riding around and the horse has been perspiring and they start getting moist, they tend to stretch and get loose and your saddle can shift. Always recheck your cinch on a regular basis. And while we're talking about that, one of the things I always do is I always tighten it up. I put my hand underneath just to see how tight it actually is. Walk her around a little bit, get everything to settle in, and then I just snug it up just a little bit more after that, after everything's all settled in. And with the nylon cinch, I never have to do it again. If you got a leather one, though, after you've been riding for, even half an hour or so, check it again. If you're out for a few hours, keep checking it. Okay, if you got an English saddle or an Aussie saddle, they got a different girth system altogether. Not much of an issue with them, but, even those you should recheck once in a while. Different style altogether, but something for another day. Have a good day, folks. Happy riding.